Hello, I'm Hazel and welcome to my speed build video. Today I'm building Nobita's house from the manga / anime Doraemon. I've always wanted to build this house simply because it's something that I know I can do, and yeah, it's just fun recreating stuff in The Sims. At first though, I wasn't sure if I want to build this, but then EA released their laundry pack and I thought, wow, I have all the stuff I needed for this. I must build this house now. So yeah, maybe if EA didn't release their laundry pack, I would just use custom contents for the laundry room. But now there's no excuse for me not to build this. So yeah, here it is. My Nobita's house is now in my game. But seriously though, it is so much fun building this. It's like walking down the memory lane, and I don't even live here. Doraemon is my first manga and anime ever, and I think it's the first manga for a lot of people, or at least the people in my country, because you can easily find the manga just anywhere, and the anime has been airing here ever since I remember. So building this and just looking at it coming to life is very surreal to me. Like when I was decorating Nobita's room upstairs, I can just imagine him lazing around, napping on the floor, and Doraemon sleeping in his closet. It's just so amazing. But yeah, let's talk about this house. There are a lot of versions of it. Essentially they are all the same, but there are some minor differences here and there. For example, some of the houses have Nobita's parents' room upstairs next to Nobita's, but some of the recent ones have their room relocated downstairs. Also, some of the houses have different windows, some have sliding shutters, etc. For this house though, I referred to her house to a video here on YouTube and also a Tumblr where they recreated a miniature version of the house. All credits go to them. I highly recommend you to check them out. Anyway, this house is a standard Japanese house. Actually, some of my family members live in Japan and I've been to their houses before, and they are smaller than Nobita's house, to be honest. But aside from that, their houses were built the same, and when I was visiting my family, I did ask a lot of questions about Japanese architecture and whatnot, because when I look around different prefectures in Japan, I realized that the houses are kind of the same, but maybe there are some differences. It's just me not being able to see it because I'm an outsider, you know. I don't actually grow up in Japan, and that's just how it is. But from what I can see, they are not entirely too different. But modern houses in Japan are different, yeah. But all of those houses, they all carry the same minimalistic, simplistic approach to them. Anyway, precisely because of that, I had to download some CCs. And yeah, those are the tatami mats, sliding panels or shoji panels, bathroom accessories, rice cookers, some clutters, and also some stuff that represent the 70s, I think, like the old telephone. For the other stuff like the seating cushions, the zabuton cushions, I used in-game cushions as a makeshift. I don't think we can sit on them, and I'm not sure if the CC version of a zabuton cushion is playable either, but for the purpose of accuracy, I'm just leaving them there. But tatami mats are important, and the shoji panels and also the split level flooring at the entrance and back door. But I'm going to talk about the tatami mats first. As you can see, I'm placing the tatami mat CC in the living room. This room is an 8 tatami mats room, quite large honestly. The majority of the houses I've been to have like 6 tatami mats rooms, which are average, not too big, not too small. So in my opinion, Nobita's house, even though he always whines about how small things are in Japan or how small his house is, to me personally it's quite large. Or maybe the situation in the 70s or 80s in Japan is quite different from nowadays, and having houses like this is the norm at that time. I wouldn't know. But anyway, here we are at the entrance. As you can see, I did this split flooring level thing at the entrance because this part right here is a vital part in any Japanese house. You must have that little step, that genkan. Yeah, it is called genkan. It is customary to remove your outdoor shoes and wear indoor shoes before stepping inside the house. It's like this place is like the border between the outside world and the inside. I don't know, but if you happen to have a guest in your house and they don't want to step in, This place can serve as a waiting area. You can just talk there or even serve them tea there if you like. This is so that the guest won't disrupt the privacy of your own home, and I think it's interesting how different countries have different ways of dealing with privacy. Living room. Actually, when you've put down the furniture in this room, it isn't that big. It's very compact but still cozy in my opinion, which is the case for every Japanese house, or at least the ones that I've seen. And as you can see, I forgot to place down a carpet in this room, but don't worry, I did put one down, but at the very end of this video. I love the decorations in this room. The plants and the lighting make the room feel so warm and cozy, and I also like how the living room has a radio instead of a TV, because you know, we are the ones who are supposed to entertain the guests, not the TV, so yeah, no distractions there. But yeah, this is the living room. For the bathroom, usually the toilet is in a separate chamber, and Nobita's house is not an exception, and they have a laundry room in between. Yeah, to be honest, I find it odd how far apart the toilet and the bathroom are. I've been to a house once in Japan where the toilet is at the front to the entrance and the bathroom is at the back near the bedroom. It's kind of odd to me because in my country everything, the bathtub, toilet, sink are in the same bathroom, but in Japan those things are in separate places. But yeah, they honestly don't need a sink anyway, since there's a built-up sink on top of their toilet anyway, and they use a bidet. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we have a washing machine. I also like how similar this sink is with the one in the anime. It just brings me so much joy to see that. The washing machine itself, on the other hand, well, at least it goes well with the overall color scheme. For the bathroom, I just had to download custom contents for that, and I'm so glad someone made some CCs for the bathroom. The bench, the water bucket, the shower, all of those are very important and can be found in a Japanese household. But if you want to play with this house, you probably need to remove the bench and the water bucket. Otherwise, the shower is playable. And yeah, so that's great. Nobita's parents' room is big. It's an 11 tatami mats room, and they use it interchangeably as the launching room and bedroom, maybe that's why it's that big. But yeah, this is where Nobita watched TV and Doraemon ate his dorayaki. I don't think I like dorayaki. I had it a few times and I was pretty underwhelmed by it, but Doraemon always makes it look good, right? He always eats it so deliciously, and I'm always craving for it. I'm completed. But anyway, this room, as I said before, I used in-game cushions as a makeshift, and also some of the furnitures in this room aren't that accurate. For example, the clock on the wall is supposed to be a square clock, but I placed a round clock there. But yeah, I think it's possible. I think they are all possible. The cushions, clutches, TV, clock, wallpapers, they are all different but similar in a way, and I'm fine with that. That being said, I somehow just wonder if Nobita's parents ever felt bored or stuffy spending time in this room, because you know, they have the evening tea here, relax here, watch TV, and then by night time they would sleep here as well. But I guess they need to sacrifice a bit because they don't have enough rooms in this house, even though the rooms in particular are quite big in my opinion. Well, I suppose it's the same concept as your bedroom doubling up as a study room, and you can see how they make use of every space that they have. They all sleep on futon, and that's very convenient because if they were to have beds, I don't think they would have enough space for themselves, and they definitely can't change their bedroom into a TV room, so yeah. Last one on this floor, the kitchen. What to say about this kitchen? Well, I suppose I didn't have much difficulties with this part of the house because all the items matched the original house. The only thing that I had to download was the rice cooker because it is not a Japanese house, or rather an Asian house without a rice cooker. But yeah, I'm just placing down some clutters here and there, the pots and pans, random boxes. It is a well-loved kitchen and I love it. I love Japanese food, and my brother and sister-in-law actually know how to cook plenty of Japanese dishes, and they are really awesome. Japan itself though, they have no shortage of food whatsoever. You can find restaurant practically anywhere. And udon or ramen stalls, I believe you can find them at every train station. Those are really good. I really recommend you to try that, especially during winter time. And if you're in a pinch, no worries, the convenience store got your back. They have everything that you can possibly need, not want, because that's a different story. But yeah, sushi, sashimi, onigiri, all sorts of bento, whatever you like, you can find them at the convenience store, and they are so good, so good. But of course, nothing can beat homemade food. So I love the kitchen, but mostly I love shopping for ingredients, because different parts of the world have different food necessities, and that's very interesting. But anyway, back to this kitchen. I love the dining table. I'm so happy that we have an exact match for the chairs. They look so good, and they instantly reminded me of Nobita's kitchen when I saw them. So yeah, plus point for those chairs. Finally, we have reached the last room in Nobita's house, Nobita's room. This is the place where Doraemon first made his appearance. He teleported himself from the future and came here through this desk, and we have this closet right here, aka Doraemon's bed, which is not accurate at all, but yeah, it is still a closet, and I suppose we just have to use what we have. And this window, they would often go out from here and use the takekopter or helicopter. Had so much memories. I had so much fun building this, if you still can't tell. So anyway, what's your favorite Doraemon's gadget? I think my absolute favorite would have to be the anywhere door, because can you imagine just teleporting anywhere you'd like by just walking through a door? No traveling needed, no airports, no transportations, no long hours, just a few footsteps and you're there. Actually, I traveled a lot, not lately though, but I've been to plenty of places in my lifetime, and to be completely honest, I hate traveling. I constantly have motion sickness, so that's really why. But my family is scattered around the world, and that's the only way to meet them, which is why we traveled a lot. And yeah, that is why the anywhere door is important, because that way I can meet my relatives anytime I want, and also I can visit amazing places anytime I want as well. Yeah, those are purely selfish reasons, but yeah, just me being honest. And as for the Doraemon's gadget that I don't mind not having, that is probably the time machine, because as curious as I might be about the future, I really don't wish to know about things that have yet to happen. It's not like I like surprises, but I just know that if I know something will happen, I will for sure change the future, and that will create the domino effects. And who knows what else will change, maybe for the worse. Yeah, we don't know that. So I'd rather not take that chance. Sometimes though, I would just sit down and think to myself about things that have happened and how I regret doing some stuff in my life. But we just have to learn from that and move on. Things have happened, damage done. We just have to move forward. There are things that you want to be able to experience in this lifetime ever, and that sucks, but there are things that you have experienced that others would never have the chance to. So yeah, for me personally, I'm just grateful for that. Anyway, lastly, the landscape. The lawn is kind of simple. A few trees here and there, a store at the back, trash bin, and a hanging clothes rack, and I guess that's it. So yeah, if I were to play in this house, I'd probably remove the foundation and keep it all at one level, or maybe it's just me not knowing the right way to split the flooring level. But either way, I'm glad that I managed to build this. It really brings a smile to my face and just makes me so happy inside. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I do. Until the next one, bye bye.